Now there's the Iceman, milkman, and folks out of town. They don't come to visit, they just hang around. They act just as friendly as can be, but I don't think they care a thing about me, so run them off.
Okay, let's look at this first part of the accompaniment he plays over during the verse, which this is kind of unique because he's playing right along with the vocals, and generally you kind of want to stay out of the way of the vocals, but he gets away with it because he plays a melody that's similar enough that it goes with the voice, and he plays it with a good rhythmic integrity and right along with what the song is doing. So anyways, you see it starts on the pickup to the downbeat, so it's going to start off, if you're counting it in, it's going to come in on the 4, so 1, 2, 3. So that's the first part. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, didn't get that clean. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, he jumps up to that 6-hole blow, and you can articulate the. You want to accent those. He's doing it with tongue blocking, so he's actually using his tongue, flapping against the comb of the harmonica to differentiate those notes and also give them an accent. So it's all happening on one out breath. If you're using the pucker method, you can use tonguing. Just to give those a little bit more, what's the word? A little bit more accent there. Anyways, so that's the first part of the measure, and then it goes down 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw. It's more like that. So. And we're kind of going with, you don't need to accent each of those notes individually super hard, just make them flow down. And then he goes back up to the 4 draw, and then he does a little scoop on the 3rd hole draw. So if you're working on bends, and you can get away with this one without even being able to bend super well, because you're just bending it right up to the unbent draw there. So it goes like. And again, I encourage you to try to do that tongue blocked, because I believe that's the way believe that's the way Wayne is playing it. So if you want to get the authentic sound, really, it's good to tongue block this. Okay, so that's the first part. Try to play that whole thing slowly. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay, let's try it a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Alright, so I did it puckered that last time. Okay, and then the second phrase is pretty much identical. So really get that one down before you move on. This one will be easy. The only difference is at the pickup it goes, instead of just hitting that 4-hole draw, it does 4-hole draw, 5 blow, then back to 4-hole draw. Real quick like that. Sorry. So that's and then it goes into the exact same notes as the other line. Okay, let's try that second line of the verse. So 1, 2, coming in on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Now let's try that even slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay. This next part is really easy. He walks up, kind of in like that A pentatonic scale. So it starts on the 3-hole draw unbent. And here's another place where he uses the tongue blocking to create 2 notes while he's just doing it on 1 breath. So, you know, and you can do the same thing, tongue pucker, just by tonguing there, just to create some space between the notes. So anyways, he's on 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow, 6 blow. So those are so each 2 taps of the foot, each a half note. Alright, so the end of this verse starts on the 6-hole blow. And if you want to add a little bit more flair, you can fall off the 6-hole blow to the 5 blow, and then before you go up and do the slide. Okay, and then the slide is you're just going from 6 draw to 7 draw, both hitting them cleanly, and that 6 draw is just a grace note, so it means it's just a lead into the next note. Maybe just practice that. And then if you're tongue blocking, it sounds like you might be using a flap there. So he's kind of flapping when he's hitting the 7-hole draw. Now that's just kind of what I hear. But anyways, that 6 draw to 7 draw is a pretty useful, or you hear a lot of players doing that. Okay, and then after he hits that slide twice, then it's 6 draw, 6 blow, 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw. So he's just going down the pentatonic scale, that second position pentatonic scale. Okay, so let's play that really slowly, starting from the 6th blow. 2, 3. Let's play it even slower. Okay, sorry, I'll count it in. 1, 2, 3. So again, we're doing that quick back and forth on the 4 and the 5. The 4 draw and the 5 blow. Well, it starts off with 2 longer ones. And then he does that scoop again. And then he falls off to the 2-hole draw or the 3-hole blow. They're the same note. He probably played the 2-hole draw though. Just make sure you hit it fully unbent. You don't want any leaky bends getting you out of pitch there. And so you can test your pitch on that 2-hole draw just by playing the 3-hole blow. So if you're bending it a little flat, you'll hear it. Anyways, so let's play that whole last sequence together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or starting from the 6-hole below on the part before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. I don't know if he does the hand warbles on it, but anyways, so let's play the whole verse together at a little bit slower tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay, let's play it a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.
No matter where you
On the solo section, he is pretty much playing the melody. He keeps it fairly simple, with just enough action to make it a little bit interesting. So the first part is pretty cool. He's using the bend, but he's also using a little going back and forth between holes, as well as doing the bend where you let it up to the unbent thing that we were doing in the verses, specifically that 3-hole. Although you can do it on any bend. So he starts off with the scoop up, and then he falls off to the 2-hole. He goes back to the 3-hole, hits it bent, and then doesn't let up, and then goes back to that 2-hole. So it sounds to me like it's a half-step bend that he's doing, but so he's hitting that minor third there. But you know, listen to it and try to play along to make sure your intonation or the pitch you're hitting is matching what he's playing. Because he's playing in tune, and so if you're playing in tune with him, you'll hopefully, you know, be in tune with whatever band you're playing with when you get to that level. Okay, so it starts on the 1-hole draw, 2-hole blow, 3-hole blow, and then we're gonna 3-hole draw, bent, and then we're gonna let it up into the unbent. Okay, and after that it goes 4-hole draw, and let's stop there for now. So if we play the whole first part together, 1, 2, 3, 4, or no, we still haven't done the end of it. Okay. So this is so it goes. So after you hit that 4-hole draw, it goes 3-hole draw, 3-hole blow, 3-hole draw, and then we're gonna bend down a full step. Okay. So what I'm doing there, while I'm hitting that, he doesn't do that in the song. I'm just checking my pitch, because we're bending the 3-hole draw down to the note that is the 6-hole draw. So if you're just practicing this, and you don't have anything to check that you're bending in tune, you can play that 6-hole draw and hear if you're bending to the right note. So, and that's a good thing to do. Of course, when you know, this is just for practice. So it's not. That's only a half step bend. That's fine when you're when you're just hitting it bend and as a grace note and letting it right up to the 3-hole draw unbent. But because we're ending the phrase on this bend, and you actually hold it out for a beat or two, you're gonna want it to be right in pitch, or it's gonna make everything else sound bad. So. And just an aside, some advice on. I find that posture really helps keep my intonation on these bends from being too flat or too sharp, and making sure I hit the bends with full breath. It doesn't mean hit them hard necessarily, but just with a nice foundation, it tends to keep it in tune a little better. And then, of course, practice. Okay, let's play this whole first line, and it actually is the exact same on the second part. So, all right, it comes in on the 4. I'll count two measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. Anyways, sorry, I got off there. So that's good to know when it goes into because it repeats itself. So on the second time, you're actually just letting that. So we're on that second line where it says you hit the 3-hole draw and then slide into the 3-hole unbent draw. That's actually a continuation of that note from the end of the first line. So we don't need to separate those notes. Okay, and then the third line of the solo starts out the exact same way. And then instead of going down to the 1-hole draw, it just stays on that 2-hole draw. So what we're doing, so it goes 2-hole draw, 3-hole draw, and then it does kind of like that quick slide down to the 3-hole draw, fully bend down a full step. So we're hitting that same note as the 6-hole draw again. So it goes 2-hole draw, 3-hole draw, slide down and then off to the 2-hole draw again, and then right back up. Okay, and then it hits the 4-hole draw twice after that. And again, this is one of those moments, if you're tongue blocking, you can use the flap to create that rhythm there, or you can articulate it with your tongue. And then, so it goes 4-hole draw twice, and then 5 blow, 4 draw, 6 blow. Okay, here we go. The last part of the solo starts on a 4 draw, and then we're going to go 5 blow, 6 blow, 6 blow. and then it goes right back down, starting on the 6th blow. Okay, and then after that, we go down to 3 blow. Okay, and that's 3 blow. Then we're going to hit the 3 draw bent, letting it up to the unbent 3 draw, and then 4 draw, 5 blow. Okay, so let's try those two together. Okay, and then after that, we go back down to the 4 draw. Okay, 4, and it goes 4 draw. Then we're gonna hit 3. We're gonna do a half step bend and let it up the 3-hole draw into the unbent. Okay, and then we're gonna go back up to the 4-hole draw, and then slide down to the 3-hole draw, half step bend, 2-hole draw. There it is. So okay. And then the last part is just this classic guitar lick, and he's following the guitar just to lead it back into another verse at the end of the solo. And that type of lick is also the basis of like the blues, Little Walter's Juke. So that's a good one to have in your in your bag of licks, your bag of tricks. Okay, let's play the whole solo together. A little bit slower first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Let's try the whole thing a little bit faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay, let's try to get it up to speed. Let's see. Let's try to play about that fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. All right, there's the solo. So, yeah, and then, you know, you obviously don't have to, the point of this is not to necessarily learn Wayne Raney's solo note for note, but rather just to get some ideas and build vocabulary. So, you know, once you figure out how to play it, you don't necessarily have to memorize it, but there's a lot that can be learned from from this little song. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you have any comments of how I can make it better, or any lessons you want to see, or if you want to do any sort of videos, chats, lessons, you can go to my website, jakegrovesmusic.com, and there's information there about how to get in touch with me. And yeah, keep on harping.